Good morning, and thank you for being a part of CeaseFirePA's Rally for Action today. The reason that we're going to Harrisburg is to remind the Pennsylvania legislature that while they may have taken a break at the end of their last session and for the holiday season, the issue of gun violence has not. They did something monumental last year when they passed House Bill 2060, which aimed to disarm domestic abusers. This was an important first step. Now they need to build upon that success to help bring gun violence to an end. Today, we're going to be talking about essentially 4 pieces of legislation. Now, it's important to note that because this session has just begun, these bills do not actually have bill numbers. That's why if you notice on the piece of material that you'll be asked to hand out today, there's no specific bill numbers reference on them. But nevertheless, we know that our friends in the legislature will bring these bills forward, and we hope that the legislature votes on them. The first bill calls for universal background checks. This would extend our current background check law to include the private sale of long guns. The second is an extreme risk protection order. This legislation allows friends, family, and law enforcement to petition a judge to have someone's guns temporarily taken away from them. The third piece of legislation has to do with limiting the size of magazine capacities. Magazines are what get loaded into semi-automatic rifles that essentially hold rounds, which then become bullets. By limiting the size, the thought is that you take away a shooter's potential ability to contiguously fire. And the final piece has to do with safe storage, essentially requiring gun owners to ensure that their guns are safely secured in their homes so that children do not have access to them. What will happen this afternoon prior to the rally is that you'll be asked to find your legislator's office and stop by. Now, it is important to note that you may not come across the legislature, and while the individual legislator may not be trying to avoid you at the time, they may legitimately be within meetings, you'll have the opportunity to leave your contact information behind with their legislative assistant. It's important to ask the legislative assistant that you really want to hear back from your legislator about what they plan to do on these important issues. Remember that they will probably ask for your name and number and contact information, and you shouldn't be afraid to give it to them. Moreover, on the back of the page that we are asking you to distribute, there's a section for you to write in this information and leave with the legislative assistant. After you've made your legislative visits, we hope that you'll join us in the rotunda from 2 to 3 as we rally to demand action. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your continued advocacy, for being a part of our buses to Harrisburg, and for participating in this important rally.